Good morning and welcome back to the Vine Morning Show. Here we are on this beautiful Wednesday morning. I'm Mark. It's great to have you along this morning. We welcome those that are watching on our YouTube channel this morning and also on cable TV channel 15. Welcome, as we have a couple of guests with us in the studio this morning. First off, let's welcome Kendra Mitchell. Kendra is the area coordinator for Operation Christmas Child, which is big at this time of the year. Good morning, Kendra, and welcome in.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you live on the air this year, as you were on the phone with us last year. And this gentleman next to you is usually our resident movie critic, but today he's serving as a different capacity as Pastor John Little from the Wayne City Baptist Church. Hello, John.
Hi, Mark. How are you doing today?
I am doing well.
Good.
Thank you. Good to see you. And you guys are here to talk about Operation Christmas Child. And Kendra, let's begin with you. How big of it is, this thing is just growing by leaps and bounds. And this year, it just seems like it's really getting bigger because you get a lot of people more and more every year that become interested in it, right?
That's right. We are growing. Last year, we collected almost 19,000 shoeboxes in Southern Illinois, and that was up from just over 16,000 the year before.
Wow. And this gentleman over to your right, he's going to assist you this year, right?
He is. I'm so excited to have him on our team.
And so now is people, I know there are some people that are gathering the boxes and preparing them, but there's a lot that goes into preparation for the shoebox, right?
There is. It's a year-round effort. We don't just start this time of year and end after National Collection Week. We really work year-round to build Operation Christmas Child in our area and to get the word out to people that we are building a team and we're active and just spreading the word that we want to get as many shoeboxes as we can.
Give us a little bit of history about Operation Christmas Child. We know it's through Samaritan's Purse, but how did it originally start, Kendra?
Well, it started back in 1993. There was a gentleman that was doing it just privately and decided that he needed some help, so he contacted Franklin Graham, who is Billy Graham's son and the president of Samaritan's Purse, to see if he would like to be a part of the movement that he had started. And Franklin saw the potential that was there to share the love of Christ with children all over the world through the shoeboxes. And so it became a part of Samaritan's Purse that year. And it has grown, like you said, by leaps and bounds every year since then.
Now, I know there are some churches that have the operation, the actual shoebox, but you can take any shoebox and decorate it up, and that way too, right? You
can use just a regular shoebox. We do recommend that it not be like a great big boot box, just because we want children to receive a consistent size. You know, you wouldn't want the child sitting next to another to get a great big box and then another child to get a smaller one. So we do ask that it be a pretty standard size shoebox, or a lot of people like to buy the plastic containers. We actually have a partnership this year with Hobby Lobby. So you can go in your local Hobby Lobby store and there is a setup there right when you walk in. You can buy a plastic box and then walk through the store, and there's suggestions all through the store, signage, and it will point you in the right direction of things to put in the box.
Wow. And this is for a boy or a girl. And what's the age categories for Operation Christmas Child, Kendra?
There are 3. You can do age 2 to 4, age 5 to 9, and age 10 to 14.
Now, and people think, okay, a shoebox, when you look at a shoebox, you think, it's not very big. But actually, you can put a lot of things in that shoebox.
You'd be surprised.
Oh, yeah. And what's some of the gifts that is recommended for placing in the shoebox?
Well, we like to recommend that you put what we would call a wow item. So something for a girl, it might be a doll, it might be just something larger that will catch their eye when they open the box. And then for boys, one of the things that we have heard consistently from all of the distributions is soccer balls. And you're thinking, okay, how do you get a soccer ball? You can actually deflate it and then buy a little pump to put it in the box with it. And those go over so well at distributions. Boys love soccer balls.
Now, something else too that's big is prayer, and it's great to pray over this box for the child who will receive the gift. And usually, when you send this gift, you don't have a clue who it's going to. You that are sending it, but you can find out later on who it's going to, right?
Well, you can find out what country it goes to if you pay for your postage online on the Samaritan's Purse website. It's called Track Your Box. And so you find out what country it goes to. But we do believe in the power of prayer, and we encourage everyone to pray over their box. Pray and ask God what he would lead you to put in it, because
Absolutely.
what might seem insignificant to you will be significant to the child that receives it, and potentially life-changing. And so we believe that that box that you pack, God already has the child in mind that is going to receive it.
And something else that's really neat, too, you can even include a photo of your family and a note, write out a note, whatever you want to say on that note, and put it in there, too. It has special meaning to it as well, doesn't it?
Yes, we encourage that. And we actually are hearing a lot of stories of people in the United States getting letters back from their shoebox recipients. So if you're comfortable with putting your address and your contact information, we encourage that, and definitely pictures.
Yeah, and something that's really cool about this too, Kendra and John, is that if you want 3 or 4 boxes to fix one up, you can fix that up as many boxes as you want. You're not limited to one box.
No, you're not. We ask people to take as many as they possibly can and feel led to.
It's a great way for families to do something together too. When we first started doing things with Operation Christmas Child, years ago, our girls were small, and it'd be something that we go shopping together and help teach them the value of giving. But also, packing a shoebox doesn't take a lot of money, but it does take some time and thought. And as you go through the store and you're thinking about it and talking about the kid getting it, your kids can get excited. And it's great to find a way that families can do something together that shows the love of Christ. It's giving. A person could just write a check and do that. But really, the thrill of just shopping together and giving is a really great example to give our kids. And it helped our family a lot, and I think it helps a lot of families.
Yes, I agree.
What got you involved with Operation Christmas Child, Kendra? Give us a little bit of history how you got involved.
Sure. Well, I actually visited a church in central Illinois. I was visiting family one weekend and went to church with them, and there was a young lady there who had received a shoebox as a child in an orphanage overseas, and she was giving her testimony, and I was so moved by it and how it changed her life. And I sat there and I thought, my church could do this. We're a large church. And so I came home and started the collection at my church, which is Little Chapel Church in Harrisburg. Give a shout out to my church.
Of course.
And so we started collecting shoe boxes. Last year we collected just over 500 boxes. So I'm really excited about our involvement. And then I got persistent because I wanted to see if I could get a shoebox recipient to come to Southern Illinois, and got hooked up with the regional director that works out of Kansas City. And it was just one of those God moments where he told me about it, and I knew I was supposed to be more involved, and he met me and knew I was supposed to be more involved. And so here I am as the area coordinator.
And you're the area coordinator. And how did you get this gentleman over here started?
Well, it has a lot to do with your radio station.
Yes, it does.
Last year we did the interview at this time of year, and John heard it, and he wanted me to come and speak at his church to get his church involved. So I did, and it was another one of those God moments where God spoke to him and said, I'd like for you to be more involved. And the funny thing is that the media director part of the team is a really specialized niche, and so for John to be there to fill that, they kept telling me probably that would be the last part of the team that would get filled, and it was actually the first part of the team. So God just had a plan.
He did.
John has helped me get the word out, and just really to all of the outlets in Southern Illinois, so that we can hopefully get more boxes this year.
Let me ask you this, guys. How many, a lot of people are thinking, how can I get involved? Are you finding out there are people out there that maybe didn't know about Operation Christmas Child? And probably there is quite a few, wouldn't you say?
Yes, there is. Everywhere I go, there's people who have not heard about it. And so that's why we want to get the word out, because it is an amazing ministry.
It is.
And John, how's the reception from people you're talking to?
Well, people like hearing about Operation Christmas Child because they like hearing about things that have direct results, and they can see tangible gifts going to people. And I think our society has changed somewhat. In past generations, people would just write out a check and they'd send it off, and they say, okay, use it for whatever. But I think our generations today like to see hands-on. They like to see, I'm actually doing this. This is what I'm giving. This is what I'm doing. And so people are excited to hear about it. And not everybody does know about Operation Christmas Child. But it's the more we can get the word out, the more we can do things like this and put things in newspapers and whatever the case may be. And the Hobby Lobby thing is great this year because, Hobby Lobby has a great customer base, and they walk in, first thing they see really is Operation Christmas Child. And for those that don't know, they're curious. And for those that do know, they're excited to see it because, I've never heard somebody say, I used to pack shoe boxes, but I don't anymore. Mm-hmm. I hear, I still pack shoe boxes and I like to give more. That's usually what I hear.
Wow. Now, these boxes, guys, that are packaged up, do they go to just one specific country, Kendra, or do they go all over?
They go all over the world, and some of them actually go into countries that are what we call closed countries, usually Muslim countries where missionaries can't even get into those countries. But because it's through Samaritan's Purse, which is a relief organization, God has granted access into those countries. And so we're able to share the love of Jesus in dark places.
Wow. And if there's any church that wants to get involved with this, it's just an awesome, event that goes on. It's exciting for people. Churches can put parties together, packing parties, get the boxes, get the shoe boxes. How can they get a hold of you? How can they get a hold of you? Can they get a hold of John or vice versa? Or what do you recommend?
Absolutely. We actually have a Facebook group for Southern Illinois. It's OCC Southern Illinois. That's probably one of the easiest ways. Or you can just go online to SamaritansPurse.org and fill out an interest form, and that will eventually make it to me.
Mm-hmm. Now, something else, too, if people want to find out, okay, I don't know how to pack this box, there are videos out there. You can go to SamaritansPurse.org.
Yes.
And there's a video on there that explains that, right?
Yes, there's lots of videos on the website telling stories of people who have received shoe boxes, testimonies, how to pack a box. We encourage and ask that everybody include a $7 shipping donation in each box, and that just helps cover the cost of getting it overseas because these go in through barges. Some of them are airlifted. They're flown in. They go on the backs of camels and elephants by canoe, and it is expensive to transport them. So every box needs to have that $7 shipping donation, which can be paid online, and then you find out where your box goes.
I was going to ask you, can you track that box just like any other type package that you ship?
It's a little different. It's not like tracking a UPS box. What happens is probably whenever your box is distributed, you'll get an email telling you what country it got distributed in. So it won't be within the next couple of weeks after the National Collection Week. It may be sometime next year, but you will get a follow-up email. Wow, that is just so awesome. And this is a great program. And when's there's a date, the National Collection Week is going on. When is that? It is November 16th through the 23rd, and we have 12 relay centers all over Southern Illinois. So you can go to SamaritansPurse.org. They actually have a zip code locator on the website. You can type in your zip code and find out which one of those relay centers is closest to you. But locally here to Wayne City, we have Albion, and Mount Vernon and Centralia are our three closest here.
Now, people are wondering, what should I pack in that box? They don't recommend anything that is perishable, right? It's all school supplies or just anything that, no candy, anything like that?
You can do hard candy and gum. It just cannot melt, so no chocolate. Nothing liquid. You can do toothpaste. We recommend personal hygiene items, soap, toothpaste, toothbrushes. If you do a toothbrush holder, because that's important.
Sure.
School supplies, we've heard testimonies of kids that get to go to school for the first time because they got a pad of paper and a pencil in their box. For older boys, I tell people, put a hammer in there. That sounds strange to us, but that can actually give a boy a tool and a skill in an underprivileged country. So we encourage tools as long as it's not a box cutter or anything sharp like that. We also cannot put any war-related items in the box. So no toy guns. Those would have to be taken out at the processing center.
Yeah. And you can go online. It shows you how to pack the box. And if you have old shoes, if somebody doesn't have any boxes and they want to get them, how can they do that, Kendra?
They can actually go online and order them. The boxes are free. You do have to pay shipping on them, but you can order them in cases of 100. So we encourage churches that want to get involved to do that. And that way everybody gets the standard size red and green shoebox, which we call the Go Box, and it stands for Gospel Opportunity. And I just wanted to mention one of the best parts of Operation Christmas Child is the box is wonderful and it changes lives, but every child that gets a shoebox also gets what's called the greatest gift, and it's the story of Jesus. And he's presented to the children as their best friend in this booklet, and it's translated into their language. And then they get the opportunity to go through a 12-week discipleship program called The Greatest Journey. And because of The Greatest Journey, we estimate that for every shoebox that's collected, there are 7 to 10 salvations per shoebox.
Oh, wow.
So there is an amazing eternal impact for one shoebox.
Yeah, and you know, I've watched, and John and Kendra, I've watched some videos of some of these children that open up these shoe boxes, and just to see the excitement on their face, that says it all right there. That's what it's all about. It really is, and what an awesome program this is. And it's going on right now, the collection. People can collect now.
Yes.
And again, where's the local areas where people can donate to again?
Albion House of Prayer is probably the closest one here, Central Christian Church in Mount Vernon. And then we also have a collection at First United Methodist in Centralia.
Wow. And John, what about Wayne City? You're the media relationship guy, right? And your job will be getting the word out and
getting
contacting.
The word out. That's right. Getting the word out to newspapers and radio stations, and just letting people know a lot of what we've shared this morning and where they can take shoe boxes, and just to get involved in general. You know, one thing I was thinking of too, Mark, as we were talking about the beginnings of Operation Christmas Child, is that. You know, many times, and as a pastor, I'm guilty of this, and a lot of us are, we take on things and we just think, well, we're the ones that can do it, and we'll just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. But look at the wisdom of this man that said, you know, I need help. And boy, did he get help. You know, he got help in a mighty way, and now the gospel is being presented. These gifts are being shared with people that he never could have done. So, you know, we need to look for help too, and we can find it. God puts the right people in our paths. And I don't know how you contact Franklin Graham, you know, how you do that, but he found a way to do it. And, you know, that's just it. When we're determined and we follow God's leadership, he can put the right people in our path that maybe we don't even think we could ever contact.
Yeah, amen. What a program this is, guys. And Kendra, since you've been involved in it, how much has it grown? Can you say? Yeah,
we've added several new people to the team, like John this year, and I'm so excited about that. And then just to see the growth in the number of shoe boxes. This year we're praying for 21,000 boxes in Southern Illinois, and that's an exciting God-sized goal for us, but I know that he is faithful, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen. And I do want to make one correction.
Sure.
I said First United Methodist. It's Faith United Methodist in Centralia, not First. It's
not
Faith.
Not fair. Okay, all right. You know, something else, too, I notice people that maybe they don't go to church. This is a perfect opportunity to witness to somebody, say, hey, I can get you some shoe boxes. Here's what you can do with your family and your kids. Set them down, let them pack. That's a good way to get them involved, not only in this program, but into their church, into a local church, right?
We actually have a testimony out of, I think it was Central Illinois, where a man was going to a relay center every year to drop off his box, and he was an atheist. And he would not even step on the church property the first year. But every year he came back with a shoebox, and gradually he would go a little bit farther every year until one day he went into the church, and he's now a Christian. So just amazing to see what God does on both sides of the boxes, on this side and on the international side for the children that receive
it softened his heart so much to where, you know, and that's what it's all about, guys. Wow. What an awesome program this is, Operation Christmas Child. Kendra, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. And Pastor John, thank you for coming in.
You bet.
And he's the media coordinator.
He's the media guy,
for Operation Christmas Child. So you'll be probably seeing, if you watch local TV, you guys are going to be making an appearance on Channel 3, right?
Correct.
Channel 3, yes. During National Collection Week, we'll be on there.
All right. And you'll be hearing more about Operation Christmas Child, I'm sure, as we'll be talking more and more about it, guys. Thanks for coming in this morning. It's been a lot of fun.
Thanks, Mark.
All right. Thanks for coming in. All right. More to come on the Vine Morning Show here on this Wednesday at Real Life Radio.
Positive music, positive interviews,